Hi, Amanda. How are you doing?
You already know. Don't
Just
even
say
have to
it.
say it.
Just say it. It's okay. You can let it happen.
I'm just chilling.
I know, like, you're supposed to talk during these whole podcast things, but every time you say that, there's a little piece of me that dies, just a little bit. Sigh. It's all right. It's good to see you. Uh, so today we've got a special guest. I'm kind of excited. We talked to Rachel Florence Spatzel earlier in the summer, and we talked to her about all the changes that were happening with orientation. Well, I got talking to Rachel again on a side project, and she mentioned that the flight schools were off and running, and I thought, "Whoa, cool! This is awesome." I heard from some of my students that it went well, but I wanted to bring somebody in to actually hear about what's going on with those, and maybe give our audience a little bit more perspective on what's happening now for students in orientation. So we're going to bring in Heather Kowaleski, who's a good friend of mine. Are you ready for Heather? I want to make sure.
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
I don't know. You I think Heather is gonna. I think she's gonna surprise you. I think she's gonna to hold it down. Here she comes. I think.
I'm here.
Hi, Heather. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing more than fine. I'm having a good day. You should ask Amanda what she's doing.
No, okay, I'll just say it. I'm just chilling.
Is
She,
that what it was?
she always says just chilling, and I don't know about you, but to me, I told her a little piece of me dies every time she says it.
She seems very chill though.
We're
So
Yeah,
just
she's
chilling.
lying. She's not lying. She's being honest at least.
I think this is why Amanda and I work so well together, is because
Yeah, it's a
she's
balance.
she's
Yep.
just chilling, and I am beyond chill. I am somewhere else.
Or you could never have that response. Let's just put it that way.
Awesome. Well, Heather, we're so glad you're joining us today. Could you, for our audience, just kind of introduce yourself and let them know what you do at SVSU?
Sure. So my name's Heather Kowaleski. I'm an assistant director in the Academic Advisement Center, and I've been doing that for this is my third orientation. So like 2.5 years now. And before that, I was in alumni relations. And I am a two-time grad, so I've been around for a little bit, to
But
say the least. Yeah, let's just
Amanda,
put it there.
Amanda, are you seeing like a theme happen with some of our guests coming in? Like all of us also went to SVSU too.
Oh yeah, it's the best school to go to, and the best school to work at.
I was
So
gonna say and work at. I never would have thought. I never would have even guessed it. Like last place I ever thought I would work, and it's like I love it.
That's yeah. I'm 16 years into working there, and when I started, I said, "Oh, it'll be a couple months. I'm gonna get my feet wet, learn some things." And
Right.
16 years later, they haven't gotten rid of me, so I'm doing okay.
I thought the same thing, to be honest with you, because I came back for my master's and was doing the internship, and so
Yeah,
I was just trying to like make some money while I was doing my master's, and then next thing you know, they can't get
turned
rid of
out
me.
it's fun.
I think that's what
What,
Nick is trying to do to me.
Probably
what
it
we're
wouldn't be the
saying,
first time.
no. What we're saying is, once you drink the Kool-Aid, Amanda, you're gonna end up coming. Okay, no, we won't say that out. All right.
We'll work on
So
it.
so Heather, we again, thank you for joining us. Our big reason for bringing you today. I know that part of the flight schools have started, so Amanda and I kind of wanted to check in, see how they were going, and doing some of those things. So I'll let Amanda get us started.
Okay.
Yeah, so like since I'm already a student and I'm kind of unfamiliar with it now, what is flight school? Is it new? Like what's going on with that?
Yeah, I was gonna say join the club. I think we're all new to this right now. I mean, it's definitely been a new experience, and I just got out of flight school. Actually, we had two today, so that's just where I was. So it's very relevant for me right now. But yeah, it's going really well. I mean, students are really receptive to what we're doing in it. I know it's not ideal for obviously your freshman orientation, but I mean, they're working with it really well. It's obviously an overwhelming process to begin with, too, in terms of scheduling classes. I know I still see seniors that don't really know what's going on. And so, as sad as that is, it really is a lot to kind of consume and make sure that you're doing the right thing and not wasting your time and your money. And, you've got your parents that are probably concerned too, and making sure that you have everything in order. So yeah, I mean, it's going really well so far. I don't want to say it's been a challenge, but we've definitely had to adapt it to our students and to really make sure that it's serving them in the best way that we possibly can right now.
So
That's cool.
so it's going well, but what happens at flight school? So take me into your part. You meet with so many students, what are they doing?
So you want to know what it looks like? Okay.
Yeah.
So what they'll do is they will come to a Teams meeting, and we will have about 25 per session. And so each advisor will be assigned to a particular session. So you'll have that advisor following up on all your stuff and double checking everything. But the advisor will present like it would usually happen in your orientation, give you kind of a rundown of what you need to know, the quick stuff. And then they break off into 5 subgroups of about 5 different people with orientation leaders, peer advisors. We have professional staff that are popping in and out. So we have our directors involved in it. So everybody's really hands-on and everybody's really available. So, there's times where things are a little bit more private and you do have to go one-on-one with a student really quick. So that is something that we're doing too. So we're kind of just adapting to whatever they need.
So a student, when they're done with flight school, they have their schedule done?
Yeah, so they'll come in and they will already have fall classes pre-registered. Now that's something they can absolutely change. That's not locked in, but it ensures that they have a schedule for the fall. And then we work on scheduling the winter classes so that they kind of, get experience with scheduling those classes and kind of understanding what's going on. But they will have different portions. They're going to have other times that they're going to be able to learn too. But this is our time to at least be with them when they're initially having a lot of questions, maybe changing majors, transcripts coming in, all kinds of different things.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
And is like Microsoft Teams, is it hard for like the new students to kind of figure out? Because I know it's hard for me to figure out. Every time I get on here, I can't figure out how to connect my AirPods, so I'm sure it's hard for other people.
Yeah, that's a scary thing. And so I have felt the same way, like when we have really important meetings going on that I have to get into, I'm like, oh my God, hopefully I can figure out like where the link is and that I'm in the right spot. There was one time we thought we were in the wrong lab. It ended up being the right thing. But yeah, Teams can definitely have its challenges. It's been great software for us with advising. I mean, there really probably isn't anything better for us because you really can share the screen. You can do a lot of different things that students need. But student-wise, they were having a little bit of trouble at first. And then we created a quick 1-minute video. So we always send that to them prior to.
Nice.
And that has really seemed to clear up any of that stuff of them coming in as a guest, because ultimately when they're coming in as a guest, they're not going to be able to do what they need to do after that. So it's really helped quite a bit. So we're not having that problem as much. But yeah, it was a challenge.
I tell you, that's always the answer. If you can create a video tutorial, man, students, it's done. They're
And just
ready
a
to
quick
go.
video. We don't need anything for it. Just what do I need to do? And yeah, exactly. But yes, it can be confusing. I will agree with that, Amanda.
Awesome. So, but we haven't lost anybody yet, right?
No, we haven't. I've made it to all of my appointments. That's another good thing. That's a whole nother scary thing, is like making sure that I'm getting to my transfer appointments. That's another one. So yeah, we're all over the place, but we're making do. No one's been lost. So yes, I say we're doing pretty good.
Awesome. So maybe then my next question would be, what has kind of surprised you about this flight school process? Anything jump out immediately?
Yeah, actually, how well it's going is kind of what surprised me. I think going into this, we have a lot of different advisors with different advising styles. And so we all do things a little bit differently, obviously along the same line, but we have our own style. And so really everybody's adapted really well. And I don't feel like anyone's completely overwhelmed. I think, we anticipated it was going to be a little hectic. Let's put it that way. And, it really hasn't been. And Rachel's been awesome with making sure that we have, everything we need and having everything lined up. We have really good orientation leaders. We have awesome students that work for us. So, I mean, without that, we wouldn't be able to do this. I can promise you that. But we have really good peer advisors, and the students honestly are what's making that experience a little bit better.
Very cool.
Yeah. And like, what's gonna be next for these students? Like with the that second date they have later on in the summer, like what is there anything else they have to be thinking about in between those times? Or
Yeah, so what'll happen, so you get kind of, I guess you could say, the boring part out of the way. I'll admit we are the boring part of orientation, but you really will get to have that more in-person contact. You'll get to be on the campus, you'll get to eat, you'll get to make new friends. You'll really get that experience. It's just initially they weren't able to have that experience how it fully is. And to be honest with you, sometimes that advising part is something they're either not awake for in the morning, or they just ate lunch and they're not in the mood for it. So it might be good that it's separated, to be honest with you, because they can really have that day and just have fun and kind of, be a little more laid back.
It's funny you say that, because one of the things I've been thinking about in admissions specifically is, with the whole pandemic, we're all doing business differently, right? We're finding new ways to meet the same needs of students. And I think, like you said, that it's kind of nice having the students separate with you and to do an advising. Let that sink in a little bit, because that's always kind of I don't want to say it's the scary part of orientation, but it's like the business part, right?
It is, yeah. It's not the fun part.
So it's there, it's sunk in, you've got your schedule now you've got some time to look over it. You're going to have questions that come up over the summer. You're going to remember that you took this AP test or AP class, and we're going to get Amanda, we deal with a lot of credits at the end, and adjusting schedules.
Yeah.
But then students do get to come in here towards the end of the summer on their assigned date for their corresponding date to flight school, and then they actually get to see each other and do the fun stuff, right?
Exactly.
Make sure they comb their hair, brush their teeth, because you get that picture taken, right?
Exactly.
About that, actually, I would suggest at orientation they do the picture portion first before everything else, because on my orientation day it was cold and rainy and windy, and my hair was just.
I was gonna say
Let's just not even talk about it.
Yeah. You can kind of tell when someone had their picture, if it was like the morning or the afternoon version, or yeah, because they're either super tired or That's what's hard too. That's what's hard, is I'm not being able to like see pictures and different things like that too. So that's been challenging.
I have my freshman ID, and I just got to say that I look exactly the same. It's kind of crazy.
You're just aging like fine wine, aren't you, Nick?
I have like bleach blonde hair in mine, and it's all crazy from.
Oh yeah, I had a little cartilage piercing, and it tucked the hair behind my ear. You come into college thinking so many things, and it's just you evolve so much. It's insane.
That's awesome. Okay, so we always end these with my favorite part, because I get to just be spontaneous. All right. Amanda, you don't know this, but Heather has always been my style guru on campus. I come to her with all sorts of questions, and I already complimented her. I noticed that she had a hair change, and we're all sitting at home in this pandemic, and I think you guys can tell that I've done nothing with the hair whatsoever.
It's funny because a lot of people have always been laughing like, oh, Heather started doing her own hair, things like that a couple years ago. Who's laughing now? I'm doing my nails, so who's laughing now? I'm just ordering things for Sally and doing it as we need.
All right, so here's Nick's irreverent question of the day.
Okay.
Sorry, it's my own side. Heather, I want you to start. I want you to give me a tip. Are you ready? I go? It's my time to get crazy. I'm in my midlife crisis. I want you to give me tips on hair.
We got two things: pandemic and midlife crisis. Yeah.
If this was a blank slate, what would you do? What would you do with it? Yeah.
I think you need to do, Nick, to be honest with you. I think you need a little fade action happening. You think, Amanda? You think a little fade? He'll come
And
back
like a perm on top?
Let's throw that in. That's a fantastic idea. No, I think fade it. That's
You're gonna have
what's
to make a
in our
TikTok now, Nick.
No, we talked about this already in the last one for the. I'm not doing the TikTok. Okay, so
I'm
fade
so
it.
surprised about that, though. You seem like a TikToker.
I don't know how to take that.
You're animated. It's that bubbly
Ah.
side of you. That would be a good TikToker.
All right, so side fade, leave the party in the back. Can I go mullet in the back?
The party's a little wild, so I think we just fade it around.
We're gonna have the party with the perm on top.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I have to say, both of those suggestions are better than what I've been getting from my wife. She wants me to do stairs, and I said it's the vanilla ice days are gone.
Now's
So
the time, Nick. Do the stairs.
yeah,
She'll be happy. You'll be happy. Well, you might not be with that haircut, but it's fine. She'll be happy.
well, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll put it under advisement, and we'll have to see. I'm gonna have to try to fade it at home, and that to me screams YouTube tutorial all over the place.
It really does, and then include your TikTok name when you do that.
Oh yeah, you're going viral.
I love it. Thank you for not saying to dye the gray hair in the front. I'm gonna leave that.
Oh yeah, no, embrace it.
Embrace
art.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Heather, thank you so much for joining us. That was really helpful. I
Thank you.
appreciate taking your time after a flight school today. So I'm sure it was fresh in your mind. So hopefully we'll get to talk to you soon, very soon. Okay.
Yes, hopefully I get to meet Amanda in person. So
I love it. All right, wash your hands,
she'll be
please.
working at SVSU soon, because that's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, Amanda. I think it's decided. Fade. I'm not going with the perm though. That was too much. It's kind of like the just chilling. You're trying to set me up.
Well, you could do the fade and then do the stairs too.
So what'd you think about flight school?
I mean, I learned some more. I think I did know, but I refreshed my memory that they're doing it like online. But like that's interesting that they can all like kind of see each other like it's like
Right.
one big Zoom meeting, I guess.
Right. And I mean it's not too big. They limit the amount of students, but I think it's really good because it sets a precedent. You're going to meet, you're going to see an advisor. Somebody's going to be there to help you, right? That's SVSU. Somebody's always there to help. They're going to help you get the schedule. We're going to get it. And then we're going to be able to kind of sit with that, marinate, look at the schedule, feel like a college student, right? And then later this summer, get to a chance to come on campus and do the rest of it. I think it's going to help students a lot. And I'm really kind of, when we look for bright spots, I'm always looking for a bright spot. That's my personality. But I kind of look at it, and like I said with Heather, I think this is something that in the future, I think SVSU might adopt because, like she said, it's been going really well, and students can handle it. And
yeah, it saves like money for the families too. They don't have to drive all the way here and then like worry about driving all the way home. And like you can also meet other students on it too, so that's cool.
Absolutely. Well, all right, Carol Baskin, thank you for not making fun of my gray hair, but I'm definitely not permanent.
Oh, come on.
Uh-huh.
It's the in thing now.
I don't believe you on any of these things, but okay. We'll see. Some of the students, I'm sure they'll write me after this
My
episode.
grandma still gets perms.
And that's the in thing. Your grandma must be really in. Okay. I like it. All right, Amanda, well, take care of yourself. Go wash your hands.
Yep, you too.